So, if you paid attention to Warcraft 3 or Age of Empires 2, you know there's some tournaments going on. There was the Grubby tournament in Warcraft 3, and now Hera's hosting an AO2 or Age of Empires 2 tournament. And that really got me inspired to go back to the nostalgia, the aesthetics, and mess around now more with Claude and some open source graphics maker. So this is what I built here is an AO2 replica. But what is it replicating? And that is your code base. So I'm not that technical relatively to the real tech nerds. I did my programming from the age of like 10 to 16, then gave it up before university. But one of the things I'd say kind of struggled with or was challenged with is understanding good and bad code bases. And now with vibe coding, the quality of your code base is ever more important. But someone like me, what am I looking at? I wanted to see how AI could do a good job at breaking down what is good and bad code base. So I carry a little demo here. The idea here is that for every file you make within your code base, it creates a building. Based on the cleanliness of the code or tech debt, things get on fire. As you can see here, it's fire and ugly. So for example, if we do a compare, this is a beautiful code base. Everything's well organized. The buildings are nice, pristine. Workers are happy moving around. This is a bad code base. Blocky, ugly, on fire. This to me is easy to read, easy to understand. So one way now I can throw in my code just to see the comparators, or it's reviewing its own project, for example. But this was just an interesting way I think of trying to build in visualization. And I think what's really important is you have a legend here of kind of what the files are. I think what's interesting here is making simple ways of breaking down more complex topics. I start with the code base just because it's something that, especially with the more growth of vibe coding, people are having a hard time visualizing of why is tech that bad, and until you try to scale and go to production, then you realize where tech that's becoming an issue. But I think the big thing for this week was figuring out a different way and a unique way of first using Blender, which is now obviously integrated with Claude, that's open source. How can I build better assets? Now, if you zoom in, these are not the most pretty, but it's better than a lot of the other generic things we're doing. So I think as we get better asset packs, I think this is cool. Compared to that, if you go back on a few video series when I used the same idea to make a city for viewing data around public healthcare research, much better shadows, much better interaction. Reminds me a little bit of Roller Coaster Tycoon. So I think the big thing here is, okay, with the power of AI, with being able to condense a bunch of information, what are fun, more visual ways of learning about things? If you did an MBA, you know 3D pie charts are the devil. So this week I made AO2 a way of showing how good or bad my code is. Hopefully you guys enjoy. Keep pushing good ideas. I'll share this GitHub repo just so you can try and mess around, see how to make this prettier and kind of see how we can get some more logic in here. But stay tuned for what's happening next. It's been an interesting ride, and I have some more fun and exciting visual things coming up in the future now that I've been pushing some more boundaries. Hope you guys enjoy. See ya.